was just watching an interesting video by an idiot who used to be good, Sargon of Akkad. The video he did was NYT writer realizes that women destroyed men. There's so much I could talk about that vid. He is replying to a New York Times far left feminist article, but he's replying from the typical TradCon conservative lens, which doesn't realise it itself is leftist in a lot of ways. But for the old style Sargon, because Sargon used to be the gateway into the culture war, the first pushback against the feminists, and I liked him back in those days because it needed confronting. Now he's something completely different, but this was a bit more like his old self, his old videos. But also he's got all these dumb notions of, he knows what all men think, he's the agony aunt for male relationships. And he's got all these notions of the masculinity and the femininity thing that all the conservatives had. I'd say a lot of them picked them up from him in a way, which to me just aren't useful at all. I have to redo my masculinity versus femininity vid because my views have changed since then. But they're not useful terms. There's the feminist side. The feminist position on masculinity and femininity is that they don't exist. There are no gender roles. Men should all do what women do, women should all do what men do, and all this. And then there's the conservative position, the TradCons, following Sargon after he slipped out of classical liberalism, which is that masculinity is this powerful, perfect, true thing, and femininity is this perfect, powerful, true thing, and they're both super distinct and different from each other, and they're both these exact things. And my position is completely different. It's just like, they're not fucking useful terms. Males and females can mentally be alike, but we've got lost in years and years of indoctrination to the point where men and women don't act alike just because that's the way they've been taught. But they can act alike, and that will get them longer relationships and things. But physically, they're not alike. Got to acknowledge that, you know, I mean, a lot of women aren't as strong as men physically, but that doesn't mean that there aren't a small bunch of very strong women physically who are stronger than a lot of men out there, like bodybuilders and such. They do exist. Big topic, not gonna get into it now, but watch that video. I think it's interesting. It's not my lens how he's replying, but I do empathize with a few things in the way that he replies. And I think he's being a little bit over charitable in saying that the feminist woman realizes in some sort of sadness and loss that feminism has destroyed men, and that she's regretful or guilty in any way, and wishes it could go back to before she fucked up. I think that's over charitable. I think she actually still, from what I could hear of what he was telling me about what the article was saying, it appears that she's still in the position of hating men, and she's not regretful and she's not guilty about it. She's just like, I still want to control men to behave the way I want them to. And he's like, she feels sad about it, she wants the old ways back. And I'm like, no, I don't think she does. She's a complete bastard for it, and feminism has totaled men and male-female relationships, and they are to blame for it. Feminist women are to blame for it. Normal women who aren't feminists aren't to blame for it, obviously. Female collectivism is to blame for it. And yeah, she still hates men. I don't think there's any guilt there. It'd be cool if there's guilt. It's not realistic in life for your enemies to have guilt about what they've done to you. I think that's like a myth. I think for the majority of instances, someone evil who has done something massively evil to you over years will never regret that. They will always be set in their ways stubbornly, finding excuses to rationalize and justify what they did to you, even if it affects them badly as well. That's my experience of that kind of irrationality. I'm going to cut this short now so I can have a walk before work. Catch you later.